What hobby did you pick up during quarantine times that you will likely keep? Not wearing a bra. These days I consider it an achievement to put on a sports bra, but underwire is way too much. My wife just today was excited that there was a sale on wireless bras. How relevant. Ah yes, wireless bras. I'm a big fan of the Bluetooth ones myself. Way better than those dial-up bras from 20 years ago. My wife picked up sewing when the corona thing started. She has since sewn dozens of masks and we've delivered them to a hospital and to our family doctors. I tried to pick it up with her, even managed to sew a couple of masks. She learned it much quicker than me though. Now she's starting to sew dresses for our daughter. She'll definitely keep on doing it. Yeah, my wife is doing the same thing. It takes her forever to make one mask too. Nevertheless, she has a few drinks and has told everyone in her family she's sending them masks. We will all die of old age before she's done. The way you wrote this comment tells me you love your wife immensely, and I'm jealous as duck. Got into Reddit. Big mistake. Get out as early as you can. D. Drawing and painting. I tried to do that, but then I realized that all non-essential places are closed and I didn't have supplies for either of those things. Drawing can be done with any kind of pen or pencil. You don't need special gear. I've seen amazing things done with cheap ballpoint pens. Yep. Focus on the basics of making steady lines and don't worry about the hardness of your lead. Gardening. Running a lot more and dieting. I have a treadmill I rarely use, but I started running a 5k every day since beginning of quarantine. I'm down 23 pounds and I've also improved my 3-mile time to 16:55. Not best but I'm proud. Edit. Also joined an MMA and BJJ gym. I've already wrestled for years, but wanted to pick up another martial art. Gonna be so fun. Can't wait. The story of how I got motivated is kinda funny. I was just sitting there stoned watching Joe Rogan's podcast with Kevin Hart on it, and goddamn, that dude speaks facts on there. Kevin is actually a good ass source of motivation. Give that episode a watch. Wouldn't that be like a 17:35k? Dude, I have run 5 to 7 times a week for the last 4 years, and on a perfect day I could maybe hit 1800 hours for a 5k. That is not at all a slow time. Major props. Thanks. I did realize that running on a treadmill is much easier though. My time decreased by a minute or two when I actually ran on the road. I guess because the treadmill forces you to keep a steady pace. Plus it's perfectly flat. It also has a lot less wind friction. Great job though. Skateboarding. I started a week before quarantine and I've been loving it. Eating too much and not exercising. Being nice to my sister. Fun fact, I just found out how much I really love her and how happy I am when she is happy. This is so sweet. Picked up the guitar that I bought 8 years ago but never used. Worked my way up to 12 pull-ups and doing other body weight exercises as well. And I started running 2 to 3 times per week just to be outside. I'm a little jealous right now about the working out part. I never got to 12 pull-ups. How do you train them? Be a server/busser. My arms were stronger as a waiter than they were as a soldier. Patience and a focus on things that are actually important. And going for a walk. Yes. Lots of time to reflect on what is really and truly important to me. And realizing so many things are superficial. Also getting outside in general. Being in an office building nowhere close to a window and not going outside except get to and coming home from work. I finally had my first sunburn in years just enjoying being outside in general. Binge drinking. Binge day drinking. Binge all day drinking. Binge all day drunking. Gary is the hero we need. Cleaning house a little bit every day. I've become more efficient at it, and I can finish cleaning both bathrooms in an hour. I have always wanted to learn how to roller skate, and my skates just arrived yesterday. I'm hoping to eventually learn Hal's skating routine, just for fun. Who is Hal? And good luck. Not Op, but Hal is from Malcolm in the Middle. He's a graceful, wonderful skater. planning my breakfast the day before, and getting out of bed as soon as I wake up. I could lie in bed scrolling my phone for hours not feeling like eating, but if I know I've got a chia pudding slash smoothie bowl slash oat mug cake slash homemade bread slash blueberry banana muffin slash banana pancake waiting for me in the fridge, I get up, and my day starts so much better. Weekly game nights with my friends, who live across the country. We started it as part of reconnecting during quarantine, but I'm hoping we keep it up. I've actually lost weight because of the increase in physical activity from my new job at Walmart. Y'all are buying out everything, and helping move it out onto the shelves is great exercise. Learning Japanese. Drinking almost every night. Almost every night. The only night I've skipped is when I'm so hungover from the previous night I would puke at the smell of a drink. Archery. That's really cool. Dude, I love hearing about fellow archers. I started up a few years ago, but fell out of it. I want to start it back up, but I have nowhere to train. I can use my garage, but both of my parents are stuck at home, so their cars are parked in there. Yoga. Working out to tone my body. My booty is peachy perfect now, and I want to keep it that way. Also, not buying that much random shit when I'm downtown. Quarantine saved me a lot of money. Suminagashi, a form of Japanese ink art. I quit smoking, so got that going for me. X3 masturbation in a row. Happy cake day. You gotta pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Baking and messing with Macup. Writing awful poetry about my pathetic feelings. Really cathartic. Drawing, modeling, voice acting, and play Minecraft. Okay, now I'm curious. How do you pick up modeling and voice acting when you are not supposed to leave the house? I have a studio on my house. That's cool. So did you try to get into modeling and voice acting before? Or did you just get a house with a studio and waited until you found a use for it? I found a use for my studio a year ago. It was a gift from my parents for me and my sister, and we still sharing, which is the most BS thing ever because my sister f***ing loved pop. Playing ukulele. I was in orchestra for years, but never really had any musical talent. I still don't. But ukulele is pretty easy and extremely fun. I've started to do 20 pull-ups a day. Not all at once, I'm still quite weak. I feel great. I'm trying to learn Japanese, IDK if it counts as an hobby, but I'm sure I'll keep learning it after quarantine. Yoga. I didn't realize how much of a difference it was making until I was reaching up to a high shelf in our kitchen to grab a dish. Normally I can barely reach it, and my husband has to get it for me, or I can sometimes just grab it, but suffer a lot of leg/back pain. Well, after doing yoga non-stop for about 3 weeks, I one day reached up for the dish, and was effortless able to get it. I honestly couldn't believe it. Also, I work in aged care, and one of the things it has made me realize is the importance of staying mobile and strong for as long as possible. And that starts when you're young. So I'm trying to move my whole body every day. Doing yoga 5 days a week and seeing some improvement. I'm 54 and need to stay bendy. Painting on random stuff. I love painting, but I usually just paint in my sketchbook and on canvases. Recently I've painted an old jewelry box, a mirror, some picture frames, a pair of jeans, a tote bag and some other random stuff. It's so much fun. Crying on my sofa and watching Beverly Hills 90,210 all day every day. Taking care of myself. I used to just work, sleep, eat, repeat, but with all this time on my hands I start enjoying working out and keeping the house neat. Gardening. I live in a small flat without even a balcony, and me and a friend got ourselves a small garden to get out of the house. Embroidery. Specifically Viking Age embroidery for the dresses I made and plan to use during medieval/Viking festivals and markets. I loved to visit them before Ona, but didn't have anything to wear to blend in. I sewed 3 dresses and 3 apron dresses. embroidered 2 dresses and 2 apron dresses, and I'm embroidering a front panel to wear during festivities with silk thread couching / bayeux stitch. That's such a pain in the butt to do, but so worth it in the end. I've been trying new recipes. I kind of fell into using the same 10 recipes over and over again. I've gone back to biking and watercolor painting. In the before times, I always make excuses for putting it off. I used to write. I can't do that now due to managing e-learning with my kid. But I have written down every single weird dream I've had since we began our quarantine. Some perks of this period has been making more of an effort to work out problems with my family members. My kiddo and I get on famously now that we've been trapped together for a few months. Baking. A good amount of time is spent wondering why the sourdough starter isn't working, and another portion is spent more or less worshipping it. Also, eating too many baked goods does bad things to my waistline. Painting. I hated that I wasn't able to paint any impressive things. Then I realized duck it, and now I'm painting slobs of color with other slobs of color. None. I've lost hobbies. This has been the hardest I've ever worked at my job, and when my shift's up I only have enough energy to watch TV and fall asleep. Duck being essential. Darts. Gardening. I'm growing beans, passion fruit, some medicinal plants, a pineapple, a carrot, sweet potatoes, onions, and blackberry, and surprisingly, none of them died. Also, I began exercising every day for at least 20 minutes. Guitar. I downloaded a guitar learning app and the amount of progress I've seen in 1 week is amazing. I can play some very basic songs now, and I find the music extremely calming. Making my bed every day. Calisthenics. My abs have gotten way stronger, and I can do some cool body weight tricks like hip hinge, handstand, frog stand, etc. I've gotten addicted to reading. A lot. Like the majority of the day is spent reading. Thanks for watching. Don't leave before leaving a like to this video.